Yo, Reali-T, your boy from Hackney, aka Black Guy in Your Neighbourhood, aka my mother's favourite rapper, and this is the In Your Neighbourhood podcast, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, the In Your Neighbourhood podcast. Let's go, baby.
Still up hold like still the gold. Don't get involved, bruv. I just get him told. See, I'm freezing cold, and young Lennon's getting old. But I made that music for the soul. Unruly.
Yeah.
Joe Budden would have been proud.
Yeah. That was terrible, but I'm working on it. I'm working on my soundboard skills. You feel me? It's Reali-T, your boy from Hackney, aka Black Guy in Your Neighbourhood, aka my new aka Dark Kent. Dark Kent. You see the red glasses? Red tinge on them. Okay, enough of that. Okay. And now we got 40. I'm going to introduce him properly this time. We got 45. Carry the one. -5.
No,
yes, that's his new AKA. And we got a special guest in the building. One of the hottest artists in Northeast, definitely. But I would say it's going to be one of the hottest artists in the UK very, very soon. Shout out Eyeconic. It's Eyeconic.
Thank you, my brother. AKA Young Lennon.
It's iconic. No, he needs more applause than that. Fam, let's play this track. Praying Mantis, 2 minutes of pure
the ones I grow to hate
fire.
Use me for shade and talk shady to me. Tell GRM Doppy and tracks is my daily duty.
Okay, we can't give you that for free. You have to stream it on Spotify if you want to hear the rest.
No, thank you, bro. That was quite the introduction.
Fantastic. So, as I've said before, In Your Neighbourhood podcast, thank you for joining us, Eyeconic.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, how's the new single going, Praying Mantis?
It's going well, man. It's just the overall reception of it, but it's not necessarily going well in the sense that like it's getting played loads, but it's the reception I'm getting. I think it's just from the quality of the lyrics itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's doing well on YouTube, but it's like over the streaming sites, it's the streams are a bit scattered. But that's something I'm going to build on anyway, because I'm going to continue doing the promo run. But apart from that, I'm really happy with the reception. And before I released it, I wasn't sure about it anymore because, like, you know when you write bars and you get gassed over them, and then like a couple months later, you just like, oh, you know what? I'm not sure if I was gassed over these bars anymore. Like, so it's one of them ones. But
I think that happens, doesn't it? Like when you're making music, because you hear it yourself, like you've spent the time writing it, so you've kind of come up with the lyrics, buzzing with them to start with, and then like by the time you go and record it, you know, I don't think people always realize who maybe just listeners, fans of the music, you know, when we make music, it becomes a bit of a process, and you can sometimes fall out of love with the track before you even put it out there.
Yeah, I would just, admittedly, I'd like to say me and 40 are both overthinkers. So we might have a bar and it's like, oh, that bar's good. Well, I think it's good. Then I ask 40, is this bar good? You know, like, have I offended someone with this? I might have offended someone by accident. And that's what I want to go into quickly, actually, because I was on Twitter the other day, you know, trying to get down with the youths. And I saw this tweet about, do you remember the chocolate bar Yorkie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yorkie. And do you
Not for
remember
girls,
what?
is it?
Exactly, not for girls. Obviously, we're in 2021. Everyone's offended by everything.
They don't have the jaw strength to break through that big chunk of chocolate.
Mads.
I hit my head on my mic. Sorry about that.
That's what it is, isn't it?
I don't even know. Like I used to remember I don't think I've ever actually had a Yorkie. I'm not really a big guy on chocolate. Like,
yeah,
I'll eat like Haribos from time to time, but sweets, I don't really eat sweets much. But like, I don't I don't think the world should be forcing Yorkie to completely rebrand. Like, I don't think it's that deep in it. Like, it's
I
just
don't.
like,
Do they even make Yorkies anymore? I don't even know.
I haven't seen one in years.
The fact of the matter is, back then when Yorkies were out, I didn't look at the thing and be like, ooh, like you can't say that. And the adverts were, if you watch the adverts, they were like a joke. They were a joke thing. Like,
Yeah, of course it was. And I think they rebranded years ago anyway, and
They
then they
rebranded,
were all
yeah.
pink. Because I remember seeing pink Yorkies, so they kind of flipped it.
Yeah, it's not for boys or something like that. So
I'm not sure if that was the slogan, but
so
what was that noise, by the way? That was like the most weak I've ever heard in my life.
it sounded like, you know, when you're on the road, yeah, and you're on your way to work here, but you know the diarrhea is really getting strong.
You had too many Yorkies.
Yeah, you had too many. It's not for anyone. But it was had loads of retweets, loads of likes, people showing their disgust at Yorkies that have rebranded since. That, oh, how could you say it's not for... Listen, guys, if your biggest problem is a chocolate saying it's not for girls, I think you need to reevaluate what you're doing with your life.
There's nobody actually stopping girls from buying it, though.
Exactly. There's no bouncer saying, oi, you got a Yorkie.
Well, people that were tweeting it, are they worried about like the bigger picture? Like, you know, you're insinuating that girls don't have like the ability to do this and do that. Is that where they're coming from? I get it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about the tweet. I just haven't seen it myself because, like, I've been trying to stay off Twitter as much as possible recently.
That's the best thing to do.
It's just a very toxic place. But I assume that they feel secluded from the situation because it's like it's not for girls. But I do feel like people should focus on maybe feminism in Middle East.
Like real issues.
Yeah. like the recent issue in England, how to make like the streets safer for women. Like let's just keep the conversation around that, because having conversations about Yorkies will make people who are ignorant look at that and be like you know, like really, really ignorant people, like the same ignorant people that would be like, oh, all lives matter. Those ignorant people will look at that and be like, oh, look at them arguing over Yorkies.
Yeah, exactly.
See, bro, I told you, it doesn't make sense. We don't need to listen to them because so you're wasting that time from educating those ignorant people. If you really want to educate them, by the way, because in my opinion, you can't educate anyone that doesn't love you. I don't waste my time arguing with people on Facebook. I just educate a friend of mine or like a family member if there's an opportunity to do so. But I don't really argue with people online about like race, about gender,
frivolous stuff. Like I shouldn't say frivolous because that's a bit, but like the Yorkie situation, you've hit some good points where what I was going to talk about, because that's what I wanted to say. It's ridiculous, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this is my song for that.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right then.
F this. I am out.
Joe Budden will be proud.
I am out.
Get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
That song was longer than I thought it would be. You guys were staring at me blankly. First segment of the podcast. After my little rant there, I got a bit spicy. First segment of the podcast. I know, Eyeconic, you're very highly influenced by Drake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, proud to say it. I know a lot of Northeast guys will be like, I don't know how to speak Geordie, but they might not be happy about it. They'll be like,
man.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking at.
How can you walk in these chinas if you listen to Drake? I don't know. I can't do. You need to get Blitz on so you can do some good impressions.
Oh, I'm overusing this air horn. Anyway, we're going for top 3 Drake songs. Aubrey Graham. He's undoubtedly a rap legend at this point.
Yeah, can you start that off?
Recently, I think this week, he's got the top 3 in Billboard 1, 2, and 3. First artist ever to do that. So how fitting that we do our own top 3. And ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 6. And where's Drake from? The flipping six, mate. The flipping 6. The flipping 6.
Poetic.
Goodness me. Look how things work out. I'll just sip my coffee. Who wants to start off with Drake top 3 songs? Are we going for features as well, or are we just going for...
Nah, no features.
No features. Because Drake's got
40,
a high content. Are we going for R&B Drake or rap Drake?
All of it. So
Okay.
that means there has to be one, like at least one R&B rhythm in there.
Oh man, I
think so. Anyway, if you class in the top ones,
yeah. So we're even going for Jamaican Drake, UK Drake.
Ooh, Jamaican Drake.
We've even got a Spanish Drake. Remember when Spanish
we're gonna ignore the Spanish Drake.
Man just won his streams. You know what? I'll start off. The one that hit me straight away, but was like this light-skinned guy, yeah, he's a star. Trust issues. Number 2. I'm going for Marvin's Room, man. I'm going for Marvin's Room. Number 3. Non-stop. No, I mean the track is called Non-Stop. I am gonna stop now.
Yeah.
The track is called Non-Stop.
40 Day Will Go Show.
That's my favorite Drake track. 40.
Non-Stop. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. Due to as you can see from my lack of input, I'm not the biggest Drake fan out there. Like, I think he's got loads of great tracks, but he's got loads of shite as well. But yeah, I'll give you mine. So back to back, just because kind of realized that I missed like rap beefs a little bit. Like, they're entertaining. I feel like there wasn't any good ones out there for a while. And then when that came, I think he had another track first, which didn't really do too well. Like diss track for Meek. But then back to back, it was just everywhere, wasn't it? And then
40.
Go on.
Yeah, with the diss track he released before, I would suggest like vibing out to it one day and just reading along to the lyrics, because I feel like it's even better than back to back. He just sat back.
Just listened to it before we started this pod, bro.
Fair enough. Because he sat.
And I'm a lyric guy.
Chair.
I'm a lyric guy. I listen to all the lyrics.
He sat back in his chair and he's just like, you know what, like. Our people are getting killed outside and you're doing this. Like, I literally gave you a feature for free. It's not like I need the money, like, and stuff like that. Like, I gave you all this and this is how you repay me. He sons in throughout the whole thing. It's just bar after bar of like, I bought my people like rollies off of Thank Me Later while you were like sat there doing like silly dances on YouTube. Like, that's how Drake like just sunned him, and actually that's one of my favorite diss tracks of all time.
We got some content. You know what was funny about this exchange?
People weren't singing along in a club though to it.
You know what's funny about that exchange there? Eyeconic, you were very enthusiastic about it, and boy was just looking like, nah, still don't get it.
Yeah, I'm just like, for me, like I just missed a bit of rap beef, and when you've got a diss track, which literally is like got people like a sing-along diss track, is just so insulting, because like every club that it was getting played in, everyone was singing along the lyrics, the world tour or girls tour lyrics. It was something different. And then maybe this speaks a little bit about me and my taste. I must just like a bit of drama, but my number 2 was the Duppy freestyle. Even though Pusha T kind of cancelled it because his reply was so brutal. He just went to a different place, Pusha T. But to be fair, in terms of Drake songs, like I think he was actually barring on that, and the beat was sick as well. I like the horns in it and whatnot. And then for my third one, I was either going with something really old or something much newer. It was Between Forever, if we're going to class that as a Drake track. I know it was a bit of a collaborative effort. or is it called Laugh Now, Cry Later?
Yeah.
I'm going to choose Laugh Now, Cry Later, just because the vibe's different.
Baby.
Yeah, the horns, the video.
The halftime baby. That is like one of my friends tried learning the song, and she kept getting the baby part wrong because it's not how our brains are usually structured to listen to music.
Yeah.
We have to, but do you see Drake as a rap legend?
I'm split. I'm not sure.
Explain that.
I do, just because of the excuse me, because of the level of work.
Yeah.
Because of the catalogue, because of the numbers. I can't really deny it. You know, there's always the cloud of the ghostwriters. You know, it was found out once. How many other ghostwriters is there? You know, it's the same reason. Like, I can't exactly say Dr. Dre is like a rap legend. Do you know? I don't know. I'm split on it. He is. I can't say he's not. But do I think there's people out there who, you know, would, if they battled him by just like rapping, like on a beat, like you spit some verses, now Drake spit some verses. It's all about like the hype and the fact he's had the machine behind him, and you know the way he's being built up, and you know that's credit to him. But then there's just, you know, if I put Drake against like Big Daddy Kane, and I know they're kind of different schools, but I'm going to probably go with like Big Daddy Kane or like Pharaoh Monch or someone like
Pharaoh
that.
Monch is silly.
That's what
rapper.
I mean. Like, I just think there's like a different kind of lane and a different, exactly. There's a different like level, isn't there? There's a different, it's almost like different genres in a way. It isn't. But yeah, he is a legend.
In a way, I feel like if you told Drake to just write some mad boom bappy backpack shit, I think he would actually hold his own with these legends.
Yeah, you know the thing with Drake, he's a chameleon.
Yeah, see, that's kind of like, is he biting styles though? And there's a whole conversation about, you know, when he goes to the UK and like he makes a track with Heady One and he's just got Heady One flow. Like, to me, that's not a plus point. It's like it's a skill to be able to do it, but that's the actor in him, isn't it?
But I think some people say because he's an actor, he knows how to fit these roles. Other people might say, you know, I'm sure we will remember the game. You know, the disrespectful guy. The game, if you listen to the game's tracks, the game is a chameleon as well. Because he takes people's, not takes, but like, okay, takes. He takes people's styles. And there was one track, he was sounding like Biggie. But he was telling Biggie's story in Biggie's voice. And I was like, this is mad. I would say that's a skill, really. I'll be honest.
It is a skill to be able to do it, because not everyone can do it. But, you know, it's in the world of hip hop and that, people talk about being original, you know, and everyone used to talk about biting before. He bit his style, like, you know, it can be a negative as well.
But times
used to be criminal.
Yeah, times are changing, man. Stormzy won a beef without even replying. So times are changing. According to Twitter.
Yeah, well, Stormzy got his head licked off by Chip, man. Repeatedly.
People are saying Stormzy beat Chip.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Because Stormzy didn't reply.
No,
this is why Drake, Eyeconic stays off Twitter. Yeah, back to Drake.
Yeah, back to Drake. Look what you've done. Paris Morton music. And 5 a.m. in Toronto.
Oh, he's picked the Drake that's rapping. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's my favorite Drake. Yeah, my favorite Drake. I was gonna go for Marvin's Room, but you went for it, so I was just like, okay, cool. Like, But look what you done. It's just a beautiful song, where he raps over that piano, and the percussion doesn't actually properly kick into the chorus, and it's like, look what you've done, and it's a very introspective one. Paris Morton music, I just think it's fire. I think every bar on that, like, I ain't saying I'm the nicest, but I live life like it, still deliver like a midwife, and stuff like that. Oh, it's such a fire tune. And 5 a.m. in Toronto is how that's the first song that I listened to by Drake, where I was just like, oh, like this guy can like really rap. That's cool. That's cool.
Have you heard the remember I said trust issues? Have you heard the Justin Bieber remix? Shout out Justin. is got an album out this week.
Yeah. Hold tight, my boy Justin Bieber.
JB. Yeah, he's got a Justin Bieber remix, which was weird. Anyway, so your top 3: Paris Morton Music, 5 a.m. in Toronto, and what was the other one?
Look What You've Done.
Look What You've Done. Yeah. So Drake, yeah, I think he's only got one classic album though. Only got Take Care.
Nothing was the same.
I preferred If You're In It's Too Late.
You see, so like he divides opinion, and this is why Drake is one of the most talked about artists in the world. Next segment.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
What on earth? The next segment is What on Earth, and this is what I say. That's me in the background, you know, exclaiming when I see these viral tweets or viral videos or things that make me go,
oh my God!
Wow!
Wow! Oh my God!
I'm glad you didn't use that to lead into like a serious topic.
Yes. So what we got this week, we got Daphne running, not from the police, guys. She was running on a kind of treadmill, Caucasian woman. However, this woman looked like Terminator, female Terminator. Everyone else was...
edit it in. Yeah. People listening, why'd she look like Terminator T?
First of all, everyone else was struggling. Black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. They were all struggling.
On a treadmill, right, in the gym.
In the gym.
It was cutting between a few different people in the gym.
Yeah.
And there was like another 3 or 4 people who were, you know, they were blowing, weren't they? They were
huffing and puffing. And Daphne
keep
comes
up with, what was it, 19 miles per hour?
Yeah. Daphne was like, you know what, lads? This is how you do it. So one of the tweets said, other people are getting hunted, and Daphne is the hunter. You feel me? Daphne was like, you know what, yeah? What sport were they playing? Do you know what sport they were playing?
I mean, they were jogging on
They were on a treadmill?
No. What sport were... Sorry. What's...
The Hunger Games?
The freshie in me came out there. What sport were they playing? Like, I mean, what were they preparing for?
The Hunger Games?
No.
The Hunger Games. Hell, son.
But honestly, Daphne's head, like people were saying, oh, she looks so chill. I mean, she was running fast. She didn't look that chill to me, but I get what they were saying. But her head, it was like her head was on a gimbal. Like, I've never seen somebody's head stay so level. And like, it didn't even look like she was breathing. The level
that was
of
in some
focus.
insane speeds.
She's definitely a trained assassin.
Crazy.
Daphne is a trained assassin, mate.
Like, do you think as we progress as humans, we're just gonna evolve to do mad shit? Like,
you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that the wrong answer because I'm seeing kids these days. They have no social skills. What mad stuff are they gonna do apart from being able to fast forward on a YouTube video very quickly?
They're not going to need social skills. They're going to get the Neuralink implanted. Once they do, everything's sorted.
Like I'm seeing bands these days. Bands. That means children. If you're not from the Northeast, they have no social skills. You know what? Yeah, our forefathers used to go out there and hunt their food with their bare hands. Now kids are calling for their mama. Beta.
You're channeling some Jesse Lee Peterson there.
Yeah, so many betas out of there. Can't believe what
you're going to be offending people here, T. It's going straight back to the Yorkie talk. Calling people beta.
No, I don't know. I think there will be. I don't know how to like structure this sentence even. Like, Wait, I
I
think
think Eyeconic's like, what the hell have I got myself into?
getting cancelled straight after this. I've been doing so well. No. No, I think there's only so much social media that you can take before your brain just collapses, and like you need to go outside and play like a bit of football. Like I see it. I see it in like the youngest family members in my family. Like they had the choice of playing on the PS4, but like my nephew went out and plays football like until he like damaged his leg. He just plays football, kicks about with his mates. Like they're still doing like normal children stuff. Obviously, this was recorded post-COVID. We're talking to you from the future. My nephew's definitely not breaking no laws, but I'm just saying like he's still doing normal like children stuff. Like he's actually enjoying life, and that makes me happy, because I always thought like, oh, everyone's gonna be on their phones.
Yeah.
And he does go on his phone, but yeah, I'm happy. It might just be the area that I live in now. Like in Middlesbrough, I think the kids are still in touch with that.
With the grass, you have to touch grass sometimes. Speaking of touching grass with your feet, 40, tell us about this shoe zone situation. We're still on. What on earth?
Yeah, something else that was in the news. So shoe zone. I can't remember the guys' names now, but they're getting rid of somebody called Peter Foot. There was I don't know, the finance director or something was called Peter Foot, and he worked for Shoe Zone.
Yeah. So what's the name of the person they're replacing him with?
I don't know. He's called something like Trevor Boot. And I'm just thinking, this can't be reality.
Wait.
This shit I'm out.
I wasn't meant to play that one.
You need some soundboard training, T.
I know. It's got the evil laugh in the background. Wait. I don't even know how to stop it. Oh my God.
Just don't press it again.
I'm not going to press it again.
Professional over here.
My self-diagnosed ADHD was playing up there. Okay, go on, 40.
Yeah, go on, bro.
How is it real life that they had somebody called Peter Foot and now they've got someone called Trevor Boot or whatever his name was, and they're working at Shoe Zone? Is this clever marketing or is this real life?
Yeah, exactly. I'm speechless for once. like
just too coincidental.
First of all, I'm glad that Shoe Zone is still open and survived the pandemic, you know, bro.
Oh, yeah,
so many people I know get their like get their work shoes and stuff.
Yeah, they've shut. I think they shut. I don't know, man. It's like 30 odd stores or maybe more.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
Skin of their teeth.
Holding on.
Had to reduce it by 40 due to lockdown. But those you know, when you're a kid and you're looking for shoes for school. Those shoes on shoes are the one, mate.
Yeah,
they'll last a few playtimes.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I mean, bro. Like a lot of these families can't go to like some mad like school clothes shop, so they need to hit up Shoe Zone. Me and my parents have to hit up Shoe Zone. I know people that buy like work shoes and stuff at Shoe Zone. Like it's just nice, affordable, and like obviously you'll have to replace them in like a couple months. But they're like we need them type of shops.
Yeah, exactly.
We need them to like still exist.
Those shoes, yeah, they're not good for lunchtime football. You know, when year 10s against year 11s, mate. Those are the ones, mate. And then your shoe will be talking to you during second period. Like the shoe will have a mouth. Okay, real talk, ladies and gentlemen, or as I like to call it,
real talk.
That's the jingle. Sponsored by He Who Must Not Be Named.
Voldemort?
It will make sense later. He's an R. Oh, mate, he who must not be named. This always happens. Right. So, real talk. 40, Uber driver. I'm not saying you're an Uber driver, by the way.
Yeah.
But Uber driver was attacked. Talk to me. What's going on?
Man, there was a so I think it all links into this spate of Asian hate crime that we're seeing. I think fortunately it's been more so in America, but I'm hearing of cases of it over here. So Nepalese guy in America as an Uber driver, and there was some girls in the back of his car, and they were just being dickheads, basically. Yeah, I think they ended up taking the masks off, took his mask off him, coughed on him. I think they pepper sprayed him, stole his phone.
They pepper sprayed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the bit of the video that I saw, it didn't seem like they were necessarily doing it because he was Asian. And I know in America, they kind of have different ideas of when they say Asian. I'm not necessarily sure they're talking about somebody who's like a brown-skinned Asian person. But that's not a takeaway from the fact that he's an Asian guy and there's a crime against him. But I think they're probably just some absolute assholes who were, I don't know, sometimes females like they want to kind of band together, and I don't know if they're feeling like a bit of a power trip by doing it, but they were definitely picking on this guy and bullying him. I shouldn't say females like that.
No, I think
like
just young
females.
people in general, they want to feel part of like a gang. Don't worry, I got what you mean. So what did you say these children were?
Why you being a dickhead fool?
Yeah,
when
definitely.
I saw that video,
I think they're like 23, 24,
So they're not kids.
I don't think I need to check. I'm not sure, but I don't think they were like children.
Even if they were or weren't, you man don't have any home training. You man need some home training.
The local Yakuza needs to hunt them down, bro.
But the bigger picture is it links to the current topic. For our real talk section is the Asian hate crimes, and obviously there was a much more heinous crime went on, where a guy went and killed 8 people. Yeah.
Why did he say? Why did he go? Because he made an excuse for killing. He went to 3 different spas, isn't it? And what was his
shooting at Asian people?
Yeah.
He killed 6 Asian people.
Yeah.
So he ended up saying that it was because he had a sex addiction. Now, I don't know if he's saying he was going to massage parlors and getting a happy ending. Not to joke on it too much, but I don't know if that's what he was doing. And he's like, I'm fed up on my sex addiction, and then I'm just going to go and shoot these people, so I can't have sex with them anymore. It's just like a crazy logic to have. Obviously, killing people over anything is crazy. But that's what he said it is. I don't know, is he being told by the police or whoever to say that, so it doesn't spark like civil unrest between Asian people and white people. I'm not sure, but I think it's definitely something that needs addressing. We obviously look at the racial issues, rightly so. We've been focusing on Black Lives Matter recently, but I know from my Asian friends, I've got some friends that are Chinese, and got some friends from the Philippines as well, and a couple of Thai friends, and a lot of their cultures are really focused around respect. And I think sometimes that means that they're maybe slightly quieter.
Let me just stop you there for you. The thing is, I think one thing that just came to my mind that's been swept under the rug for this past year. We've been going through this coronavirus, yes? Donald Trump, BJ's, uncle, BJ's Boris Johnson, by the way, because he sucks. He's calls it the Chinese virus, obviously for a reason. Stir up like ignoramuses against the Chinese. I think what's been swept under the rug for the past year is that Chinese people have been discriminated against all over the world because of this coronavirus.
No, 100%. I think people
don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, I think people are unnecessarily blaming every single Asian person for the way the Chinese government might have handled the actual pandemic.
Yeah,
and there are things that the world should be concerned about when it comes to the Chinese government, but it shouldn't be taken out on the people.
On people, yeah, exactly.
It definitely shouldn't. Like you can't blame the people for the actions of their governments. It's like, let's say Poland did something horrible like something. Not saying that the Chinese government, actually, not the Chinese government is doing horrible things.
Definitely.
Concentration camps.
If we looked at that
Yeah.
same way thinking and looked at what the British have done, then we should all be getting shot.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So like
we should be anyway.
we shouldn't we shouldn't blame the individuals. Definitely
The
not.
individuals, yeah.
They're not responsible for any of this, and like even whoever's responsible for this, because people trying to point blame because they're like, oh, I lost a year of my life, bro. There's people losing their lives in it.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit deeper than just like having to sit on your ass. Like you're being told to sit in your room, bro, and obviously the conversation is much bigger than that. But we should definitely, at a time like this, especially when life is not promised and the pandemic is not over, that anything could happen, things could mutate, things could get even more deadly, and instead of this teaching us to kind of like respect each other and love each other, we're firing off shots at people. We're like fucking spraying people up in their own Uber. Like what kind of shit is that? Like shouldn't we have developed value for another human being's life like by now? I don't know.
Nah, everyone wants to feel like, well, not everyone, most people want to feel like they're better than another set of people. And it's shown a lot during the past year. It goes back to 40's point about, Asian, that type of Asian person being more respectful in their culture. Because it actually makes sense. Because, if Asians were, how can I word this without offending my own people? If Asians were, radical's the wrong word, I don't know, outspoken, were as outspoken as, the Black Lives Matter or black people, because, when we're pushed into a corner.
Activists.
Yeah, the activists.
Friend activists, yeah.
If they were pushed into a corner, my people would we go off. With the respectability, with the respect that Asians have, they could have blown up about the way like certain people have been treated about this coronavirus. You see people, when it first started and coronavirus was just coming out, you see people sitting away from, just because they saw a Chinese person, taking pictures of them, putting it online, saying, oh, she's got coronavirus. Like, it happened a lot. I saw it a lot during the beginning of it. And it just goes back to, they don't speak that much. They don't talk too much. But, I've seen Bruce Lee. Those guys are quiet, but they're deadly.
I think regarding like the comparison of the African community and the Chinese community, let's say, and like the Asian community, I think because like African Americans already have past history of activism and they know how to mobilize themselves, I think that gives them the ability to do so. Whereas if you look in the past, like protests in China were met with like some mad retaliation from the Chinese government. Okay. So like literal massacres, bro.
Might have been PTSD then.
I think that would be something that just stays with them, and culturally they won't do that necessarily. And go on.
So I was just going to say, I think there's a conversation there. I don't want us to get too deep into it because it's like a whole other thing. But there's a conversation around separatism, and I know that there's, when we talk about like the African American community or my friends who are over in America just prefer black, the community over there, they some of those people would prefer to be not segregated but separated, and I think that you kind of see an example of that among certainly like the Chinese community in America, where a lot of people that they're not so keen on kind of necessarily like wanting to be a part of the society as such, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's almost like, let's keep it ourselves, let's just do our own thing, we can have our community, and you get like Chinatowns and stuff, don't you? And I think that's part of the reason when we talk about people like the respect and maybe not mobilizing and speaking up so much, is because it's just like, just let us get on with our thing, man.
Yeah, let us enjoy our lives. That's my motto. Just let me enjoy my life, man. Leave me alone. As Michael Jackson said in 1987, I quote. Right.
Was it actually 1987?
Leave Me Alone. Was that on the Bad album? Listen, let's not go into this.
Just
I'm a
impressed
Michael
if you got the
Jackson.
year right.
I'm a
I've got
Michael
the Thriller
Jackson
album
stan.
downstairs on vinyl. Like, I think I've got 2 copies.
Yo, yeah. So back to the point of the Nepalese Uber driver. When I saw that video, I thought it was a hate crime, just because most, not all, as JLP would say, most Americans are ignorant. They say they can speak better English than the English. How funny is that? They probably might, but for me, the way they've showed their ignorance over the years, they probably class that guy as from China just because he might look like them to them. So that coffin, and when I saw that, I thought they were trying to say, oh, because you're from there, we're going to give you Corona or whatever it is. Does that make sense? So it should be classed as a hate crime. The guy that shot all those Asians in the spas, and he shot other people, but just for the kill, he should go down for years and years. I don't care.
The sheriff, the local sheriff, basically said I was having a bad day.
He was having a bad day.
Oh, mad.
Sounds
like
about white.
If it's clear you're targeting a certain group of people, then it's definitely a hate crime.
Sounds about white. Sheriff, you get this song as well. Right. Are we going to quickly talk?
Slew them, bonfire upon the sheriff.
I think that's Lily Allen, you know. Anyway.
It sounds like it.
Track of the week. Track of the week. Last segment of the week. We always end with this one. Episode 6. We're 6 episodes down. We're vexing this. 6. Yep. Ah, demonic.
Oh, shit.
What's your track of the week, Eyeconic?
Is Shaq Loose Ends.
Oh my god. Shaq Loose Ends. Tell us about that track, Eyeconic. What's going on with it?
I think it's an important track in Shaq's career. I think he's really oh, you've got it ready.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, like I think it's just an important track in Shaq's career, and I think you'll be seeing a lot more of this type of vibe from him, and I'm excited to hear it.
Yes.
Also, he says Hadouken in the chorus, and I really like Street Fighter, so.
Right, don't sue us for that. We only played about 30 seconds of it anyway, so please don't sue us, Shaq.
Nah, Shaq's been killing it, and it's gonna be a good year for the Northeast. Are you guys dropping anything soon? Because you just dropped an album. I know you just dropped an album, but are you dropping like visuals for it?
Oh yeah. I'm working, man. I'm working. No, I'm literally working. I'm at my job, so so.
Do you ever get time off?
I do, like now when we're recording this.
Mom, what's your mom? Nute, 1 sec. Sorry, guys.
Mom wants to be on the pod as well.
Yeah, she wants.
Mom. Shout out Iconic's mom.
She wants music notes. Mamush.
Shout out the moms. Shout out the moms. We recorded on Mother's Day last week anyway, so you know she's only 7 days late.
Oh, bro, in Poland we celebrate Mother's Day on a different day, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in May. It's not in March.
What's wrong with Britain? Britain always tries to be different. 40,
bro, Father's Day, everything.
40, what's your track of the week?
So I don't know if I've mentioned it before on track of the weeks, but I'm a fan, and it's BFB the Pac-Man, and it's called Federal. And
BFB the Pac-Man.
The blank look tells me that you haven't heard it, but it's just fresh out. He's kind of coming from somebody who's like sat here and said that, you know, I'm probably into like Pharaoh Monch and Big Daddy Kane and people like that. He's a completely different lane. You know, he's not the most lyrical person out there, but he's got jokes. And the tracks, it's just them kind of tracks that are a vibe, and there's jokes on them.
Could you say that again for me, please, bro? I'm just going to write it down. I'm going to check it out after this.
Yeah, BFB the Pac-Man.
As in DA, you know, the street version.
It's called Federal. But he's got check out some of his other tracks as well. He's got Honey Pack. He's got Free Joe Exotic. I think that was the one that started getting him some like international. That's when I heard him when he released Free Joe Exotic, because it was obviously around Tiger King times.
Topical. Great marketing. Yeah. Great marketing. Is he the 40? Is he the guy you said like if I carried on with my Krispy Kreme addiction that I'd look like in a few years.
Yeah, I think you might do, you know. I mean, he's probably about 6 of you.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Reality times 6.
But his whole marketing thing is like donuts. Yeah, but he's a postman, and even though he's blown up, he's still a postman.
Wow.
He's got some mad
donuts. Donuts is your your image. Having donuts as your image is counterproductive in it. It's like me. The fact that I have cigarettes is like a part of my image. Like it's not really smart in it. It's like. But
then he eats them off like girls' booties.
Oh, okay, so yeah. So I just need to smoke a cigarette.
Maybe you need a girl to smoke a cigarette with her booty. And then people will want to see it.
Working on it, man.
He's got some mad angles as well, you know, like he's really anti-condoms, but then he wears like a HIV positive top quite a lot. What? So, yeah, I think he was trying to say he was bringing some...
He's trying to bring HIV back.
I don't think that's his angle. No, okay, I think he's trying to bring awareness and, you know, things like that and make it less taboo. But then I do get a bit confused with the anti-condom message at the same time. But the music's good. Check it out.
What a mind F.
Speaking of HIV, real quick. Cuba. Speaking of HIV? Okay. Cuba, I think you'll need to fact check this. Yeah. I'm sure it's true. I'm like 60% sure it's true. Cuba stopped mother to child HIV transmission.
They stopped it.
Yeah, they stopped it. So like now, if you're a mother and you're giving birth to a child but you have HIV, your child's not born with HIV.
Man,
so it's not transmitted.
Was that a while ago?
Yeah. I think it was like a couple of years back, but they were like the first country to do it.
Oh, cool.
That's
Cuba,
crazy.
Cuba's actually moving mad regarding science. I didn't even know that they were this good at science.
They don't want you to. They don't want you to know. My track of the week is by Hayden, formerly known as formerly known as Sam Booney. It's got a track called Just Fine. Front cover is him with all the flowers and stuff. He's going for his sweet boy-ish. He's currently in Australia. He fled to Australia. I don't know what he's doing there. But he's looking quite handsome on the front cover. He's going for a sweet boy-ish, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and days. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Okay, that's enough. I don't want to fall in love.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of like bedroom pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
He's getting the panties moist. Of men and women, because, you know, we're in 2021. I'm sure it's heterosexual.
Oh, mad.
Anyway, episode 6.
Running for episode 6 with
my woes. Eyeconic, thank you for coming on. Yo, Reali-T, your boy from Hackney, aka Black Guy in Your Neighbourhood, aka my mother's favourite rapper, and this is the In Your Neighbourhood podcast, baby.